Over the last years, such efforts of connections were harmoniously made, bringing all various countries around the world into one united global village. It enables human populace to exchange goods and ideas in a broad, wider scale, whether in trade and industry, marketing, technologies, political affiliations, and entries in environment. The face of interconnectedness has greatly made an impact as people has entered into more advanced communications, trading, and connectivity, among others. This is globalization. It is the interconnectedness, a process of limitless interactions and integration of a group of people as well as places around the world that are sharing or exchanging different perceptions, beliefs, cultures, ideas, goods, and services that utilizes such various disciplines to communicate across borders in a broader lens. From the various digital and online selling platforms, worldwide market and trading, down to the rise of emerging technologies, this merely affects the different societal aspects in our society, whether in our environment, economy, financial, military, and even in political. These forms of globalization indeed foster transactions, information, and capital in a more complex settings. And as a result, globalization is indeed important because this is one of the most powerful tools that could positively and negatively affect us in all forms. A series of experiences, social relations, and daily activities will be highlighted in this video. As such, I welcome you to my Globalization podcast.
Tell me first your name, age, your course, and your day in your life as a globalized individual.
I'm Mark Shane Pagdilao Sadiri, a 19 years of age and a second year currently dwelling in the world of agriculture at Mariana Marcos State University, College of Agriculture, Food and Sustainable Development. I start my day waking up as early as 7 o'clock in the morning, alarm set in 7 o'clock sharp with my smartphone Oppo A31 that was made in China. As part of my morning routine, I used to visit the Facebook world first to see how the world as a whole implies such various things that could positively affect me personally into the world of exchange communications, information, news, networks, and ideas. After which, I will now have my breakfast and immediately open my Dell laptop that was made in United States of America for the preparation of my online class, and that is full day per week.
How globalization affects you and your life?
More specifically, since pandemic began, I am engaged to activities that unlock my boredom, trying to connect myself to the full world such as watching Hollywood and other foreign movies or films that allowed me to experience their cultures and ponder such things too, and acquiring bulks of knowledge through planting, giving importance to our environment to name a few. These activities made me realize that there is that interaction between me and to the whole world globally. Why do I say so? Because from there I already grasped the importance of the so-called cultural as well as environmental globalization. And after all, globalization definitely affects me in all forms.
How are you as a 21st century learner being globalized then?
I am being globalized with my surrounding environment. First is the utilization of the different social media platforms as well as specific online selling platforms brought to us by the emergence of technologies. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube gave me an opportunity to appreciate the bountiful advancements of technology, and as I said a while ago, I am connecting myself to the contemporary world. Politically speaking, these social media platforms also gave me an opportunity or a chance to voice out my political insights, side, and perspectives, especially in this forthcoming May 2022 national elections. And this will be a great step in exercising my right to suffrage. Indeed, I am lucky to use the advancements of technologies and lucky enough to be part of the interdependence of the world. Secondly, is my engagements to different non-government communities. Giving emphasis to that is the Sirib Ilocano Kabataan Association, or the so-called SICA here in Ilocos Norte. Way back in the years 2018-2019, I'm a part of a group where it is a good platform in echoing, voicing out and amplifying the voices of the youths in the different districts and municipalities of Ilocos Norte. From there, I already learned how to be more socialized and take part in shaping the status of the youths in Ilocos Norte. I learned how to be more independent when it comes to service and learned the various cultures of Ilocano youths, resembling resiliency, commitment, passion, and socialism. Thus, it honed my leadership skills. Being so, I realized that Filipino youths as a whole can have a great part in globalization, and that is because of our culture. We can share it, and who knows, we as a youth can transform lives globally.
Aside from those you mentioned, can you share some additional information about your preference as a globalized individual?
When it comes to my preference as a globalized individual, it seems to be 50% Filipino and 50% globalized. It is a mere fact because some of my relatives are overseas Filipino workers, and personally, they gave me pasalubong stuffs like clothes from Mexico, United States, Caribbean countries, and even in Asian countries whenever they come home for vacation. I can see their clothing as well as cultures, traditions, and beliefs printed in the clothes given to me by my relatives. When it comes to my footwears, Nike will be my favorite footwear that originally made in US. Other than this, I also love Filipino preference like Pen Shop, Memo, Bench, and other clothings that was originally made in Philippines. From that note, I am being globalized economically within and outside the Philippines.
From these daily activities, social relations, and experiences, do you have lessons that you learned from these engagements or interactions?
Definitely yes. There are many lessons I have learned when it comes to these engagements or interactions, as well as a lesson about globalization as a whole. Because of our experiences, interactions, daily activities, and other dimensions of engagements, it only exemplifies that we are interacting with the world, as globalization itself shaped and still shaping our lives in a more advanced and productive way. Globalization indeed opened its windows between people and nation without and created links without borders or boundaries. I believe then that understanding how globalization works, especially in this contemporary world, is a salient thing to do in order for us to nurture more our humanitarian involvement to the world and thus to become a globalized citizens. Our experiences, relationships, and activities we are indulged to, whether these are positive or in negative way, are part of the so-called globalization process. Nevertheless, we must inculcate in mind that regardless of our experiences, relationships, activities, and other dimensions of engagements, bear in mind that we, as human populace, influence one another economically, environmentally, culturally, and politically in all forms.